Welcome to this game of Mechabellum, the first crab game of the season. Let's look at my options here. Cost control, speed, missile, and typhoon. Normally I would go for typhoon. It's a good one with arc lights and sabers. But I want crabs. And looking at those, the best one for crabs is missile specialist. Because start with 5 badgers, which have a little less range than the crabs, and chaff. My opponent ended up going for fortified, so more HP for him, which is bad for my crabs, because it pushes the sledge from being 3-shotted. Actually, I think the sleds would need 3 shots anyway, or not. Yeah, they would need 3 shots anyway, by very little, but they would. So the other units will also be hitting, so not that bad. You'll see me going instantly for crabs, selling one of my towers because it would be useless. I have the fire cannon here. So a line of 5 badgers and crabs. Yes, positioning crawlers. A line of crawlers and one behind the tower. My opponent was going to attack, it would be probably maybe here or here, could be both sides. But he's defending a very standard position in Rabid Void Ice, which is a good DPS unit against me, with 100 range, so more range than my units. And his sneaky anti-armor cannon instant locking on my 5 badger. Even the fire badger was going to target the right units here to kill the fangs, but got killed first. And now another 5 badger dying to this cursed anti-armor cannon. Almost 10k damage already. Crabs are trying, but dead. So very bad first round. Not what I was expecting, but my opponent has the HP advantage of his specialist. Here, none of those looked good for me. Now I just need to solve my anti-armor cannon problem. And there is also missile strike, which I can choose where to throw it. And looking at his board, he saw that I got the missile, and there's no stack of units for me to hit, but since this is his highest DPS unit, I can kill it and deal a lot of damage to the sledges. They will survive with 1069. My opponent goes for a Wraith, which would be a very cheesy way for him to win on this round, if not for my forward thinking. You see, they grab range for the 5 badgers to stop them from dying to the anti-armor cannon, and they can start killing chaff faster. But I will also forgo one of my deployments and grab a Phoenix, because I can see in my board that I do lack anti-air. So this one Phoenix will save me, because otherwise I would have nothing against this Wraith. You can see the missile here, killed his Void Eyes, lot of damage to the sledges, which will die really fast now. Phoenix doing their job. And suddenly, from a hard defeat on the first round to a hard victory on the second. You can see all my big units are still alive. Both crabs, all 6 eye badgers and 2 phoenix, so that's 800 damage. That's 3 sledges that went for my tower. Try to speed this, and they will be able to do nothing now. It's my debuff. And suddenly my opponent is below 4000 by 2 HP, but it is. Here, 3 hounds is a very good deployment. If didn't already have a sharp clear unit that I've even put attack on already. So go for Typhoon, which is the best sell here. Sell for 300 in a single unit. So money, which I will use to range for my crabs. So now they'll be able to do more, not have to walk way forward. I also throw in the missile here again, because killing this void I did very well last round. My opponent is grabbing another Wraith, attacking the Wraith, and Crawler. And you see me expanding my line here, with another 5 Badger and another Crab. He also got attack on the Void Eyes, which will be kinda useless since they will die. So there is one more on the other side. Crawler here too. And I think with the extra money I will just grab damage and missile here. Even killed a few crowds and damaged the Wraith. You can see my expansion here is doing very well. Get the crab. Killing the sledges like a boss. Phoenix doing their work here, killing both Wraiths. Tower debuff. Now the crab is just targeting small units, but the animation is really cool of him shooting lightning. And did quite a lot of damage, 15,000. Here we have improved firepower control system. There's also efficient giant, if someone wants to go giant, and barrier, which is a really good item for a giant. But I don't want to go giant, so my Phoenix got a level, so level 2, and we've improved the firepower. So now they have a lot of damage. And one shot from each can kill a Wraith, a level 1 Wraith. You see me completing my line here, putting one more crab between the 5 badgers. And grabbing one Farseer, because I saw that my opponent was really going air, and if he grabbed wasps, my Phoenix would be stuck shooting wasps for quite some time. So the Farseer is here for safety, it protects my flank if he throws something here. And it works against wasps and Wraiths, in case something kills my Phoenix, which do have only 120 range, since I have no tax. So they have less range than my crabs. Although the 5 badgers still stay in front of them, by 5. My opponent put an item on another Wraith, and he's really investing on them. So grab it, damage and HP. Grab, insta-locking on the right target in here. Phoenix doing their job. Lots of damage. This level 2 crab here is also doing well. Almost 20k damage. And another victory. And things are not going well for my opponent. Here, none of those units look good for me. Although he has nothing against a sandworm. I could have went for a sandworm cheese here too. win fast. But just went for storms and sold it. You can see he don't have a lot of DPS. And he goes for Radiance, which is a good option considering I have 5 badgers which are very vulnerable to Radiance, and crabs don't quite have the needed HP to survive many shots from a Wraith, from a Raiden. But seeing that he's really investing in Wraiths, I decided to go for anti-air on the Farseers, which will also serve me against the Raidens. Even if you can see I changed the attacks and don't have increased range anymore. So I will be limited on range, although I do have scanning radar. My idea putting this on the Farseer was to use the scanning radar to buff the crabs, give them a little more range. And you see me mounted on assault here. 2 level 2 crabs. And I will throw a missile here to kill the fangs. Also level 1 armor. Missile. The idea here being crabs kill the level 2 crabs will kill the sledges and void eyes fast, and then go for the tower. And here you can see the anti-air working for Farseers targeting the Wraiths faster. But still ground units alive, but my side attack of the crabs saved me. Because look at the Raidens targeting the Farseers and not killing them because of the debuff. And if that's just enough for me to win. Hero crabs saving the match for me. It's this battle. And if you like hero crabs and want to see more crabs, you could subscribe. I will be uploading lots of crab games as I test them and try to make them work in different ways, although I do think some Texas will get buffed, because some of their attacks are very underwhelming. You see me going for advanced shield device, 40% extra HP for my bot shields. Could have went for heavy armor, but I don't have a unit with very high HP. Could throw it on a Farseer, level 2 Farseer, but I have another plans for this Farseer, on selling the Phoenix and giving the item of the Phoenix to the Farseer. So Farseer getting more damage is better than it getting tankier, since it's my last unit. I don't get targets after everything else dies. You also see me going for scanning radar, so 10 extra range for everything. Another thing I'm going for is Fangs with Shield, which I will grab. One more. And I will put a shield in here, I think. Try to protect the Fangs against the Wraiths. But maybe I should have went for enhanced range, since my opponent is grabbing enhanced range. He grabbed it on last round and is grabbing again. This side here you can see reinforced heavily with 1 Farseer and Prowlers. So my crabs not doing that well. This Farseer is doing very well. In 2-shotting the Raidens. And while shooting air, quite a bit of range. But I will also again... No, actually, 1 crab survives. So 1 by 2 units, so winning by very little. Out of those, none of those look good for me. Maybe I could grab a Dominion Core if this Farseer didn't already had an item, but he does, so no Dominion Core. It's always my last unit to survive. I just skip, get levels. You can see all my crabs are level 2 now, even if they don't have a lot of units to kill. The only good target for them is the sledges and void eyes, and there is only 3 of those. So even if I went with crabs, my opponent didn't understand that it was supposed to be a ground match, not an air match. You see, this time I'm grabbing Enhanced Range. I did recruit in Farseer and Fire Badger, but then I noticed that I have only 100 left. I didn't want to recruit a level 2. Actually, I think I had 150, but I don't want to recruit level 2 Crawler. So now I grab again after grabbing a Crawler. Yeah, no money left. So another Farseer on this side to deal with the Wraith and Raiden, and Crawlers to distract. I should survive it. So did the wall, that's why I had extra to a missile. My idea here is get lock on the Wraith faster, and I do lock on the Wraith faster. Both sides insta-locking the Wraiths. With the extra range, my Farseers now have quite a bit of range. 180. So I have more range than the Raidens. And suddenly my army did very, very well. And that's enough to win. So my first crab game, crabs didn't get the spotlight. The spotlight was for the Farseers, with a very unusual tech of scanning radar. No one runs it, or almost no one. But I grabbed it just to use with the crabs. I think the highlight of this game was the crab assault on the tower. But my opponent really invested in the air, but didn't quite work that well for him against my Farseers. But that's it. I will keep trying more crab games, see if I can get a game where crabs can fight an army which they are more prone to beat. Since here I stopped investing in crabs because my opponent was selling everything that crabs were good at, only keeping mostly chaff on the ground, and everything else was air, which my Farseers dealt with quite easily, even without the extended range. The scanning radar is a 25% extended range, but it works for other units too. But that's it for this game. Hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like and a comment, and I will see you on the next one.